Hello, good morning, good afternoon. My name is Francisca, author of Strength Beyond Scars. Today, I'm going to take 5 minutes or a few minutes of your time to address a question that so many people have asked me ever since I started sharing my story. But before I proceed, please, if you have not watched my previous video, kindly go back and watch that video because this video is a continuation of that video. So yes, please go back and watch that video just so you get a better understanding, right? So the question I'm going to be answering today, to be honest, sometimes this question has been asked with confusion and sometimes with judgment. Sometimes this question has been asked with confusion and sometimes with judgment. Now, what is that question? The question is, why do survivors stay in abusive marriages or abusive relationships? And I'm here to answer that question. Survivors don't stay in abusive marriages because they enjoy the pain. No. Survivors don't stay in abusive marriages because they are weak. No. I am not weak. I was never weak, nor did I enjoy the pain. Abuse in itself is complex, and so many people don't understand, and I don't blame them because if you've never been abused, there is no way you can understand that it comes or it is in cycles. The first cycle of abuse is tension. During this phase, the survivor lives in fear. You're scared to react in a certain way. You're scared to do certain things because you don't know how your abuser is going to react, right? You live like you're walking on eggshells. You are just scared. And then after that phase, there is the abuse phase. After the abuse phase, there is what I call the apology phase, right? The abuser will apologize. The abuser will make promises. The abuser will even give gifts, right? To cover up what they just did, right? And that cycle creates what is called trauma bonding. What is trauma bonding? I wrote something down and I want to read it to you. All right, what is trauma bonding? Trauma bonding happens when intense emotional pain is mixed with moments of love and relief. Trauma bonding happens when intense emotional pain is mixed with moments of love and relief. After abuse, when the abuser apologizes or becomes affectionate, the nervous system experiences relief. That relief feels powerful, sometimes even like love. After abuse, when the abuser apologizes or becomes affectionate, the nervous system experiences relief. That relief feels powerful, sometimes even like love. So you now see why I say abuse is complex. So during this time, we feel like living can feel like, you're withdrawing or withdrawer. Living feels like withdrawal. So, not because we enjoy the pain. So we don't stay because we enjoy the pain, but because the brain has been conditioned by the above mentioned cycles. The brain has been conditioned. So we don't stay because we enjoy the pain. No, we don't. Or we don't stay because we're weak. At least for me, I was never weak. And I am not weak. Another reason why some people stay or why I stayed, I had the hope that I could change my abuser. From the very first day I got married, I had hopes that I could change this person. But then, that was just me making a mistake. Because yes, I tried my best, but it almost cost me my life. So if you're out there in an abusive marriage or in an abusive relationship, thinking that or hoping that you will change your abuser, my dear, I don't think you'll be able to change that person. I don't think so. I do not think you'll be able to change that person. So for me, that was the mistake I made. I always had that feeling, the thoughts of, let me change this person. Or maybe if I stay, I'll be able to change this person. Oh, I can do it. I can do it. No, I was never able to do it. Did I try? Yes, I did. But I just was not able to change this person. So please, it is not your duty or your responsibility to change anybody. Or, to think that you can change anybody, because I'm telling you now, you cannot. Because I did everything I could to help this person change, but I could not. I could not. Another reason why I stayed was shame, guilt. I was really just scared or ashamed of what people were going to say. And I know for a fact that my abuser knew that I did not want people to know what I was going through, and he used that against me. And the reason why I say he knew and he used it against me is because I remember there was a day that we were having an argument, and because I did not want anybody to know what was going on in my house, and because he knew that, he told me in the middle of that argument that, oh, I'm going to call this person, one of our friends, to tell them this is what was going on. And he thought I was going to say no. He thought I was going to beg. He picked up his phone. I didn't say anything. Called this person. And because he saw that I said, yes, call. I didn't plead. I didn't say, oh, no, please don't share our problems with anybody. He couldn't say it. He could not talk. And at that moment, I knew that he took that, or he used that as a weapon against me. But at that moment, I was already like, okay, I think it's time for me to leave this relationship, because I already had it up here, like I was choking. And I told him, yes, go ahead and call this person. Fortunately or unfortunately, he called, and it was in the morning, and, sounded as though he just wanted to call and check up on that person. Yes. So he knew that I didn't like to share our marital problem with anyone. He used that against me. And I was really just scared of what people were going to say. Yes, I was. And because we live in a society where people will love to judge you from what they hear from others, without even hearing from you. And I didn't know what people were going to say. Like, hey, look at this person. They were always flaunting her pictures, on social media. So is this what was going on behind closed doors and things like that? I knew people were going to talk, but I came to an understanding that no matter what you do, people will talk. And I came to an understanding that I needed safety rather than what people would say. I needed safety. I came to that realization, and I said, you know what? To hell with what people will say about me leaving my marriage. And when I came to that realization, I was able to make a move. So to you out there listening to me, if you're still in that marriage and you're trying to leave, but you're scared of what people are going to say, please, people will always talk. No matter what you do, people will always talk. So take that bold step now and forget about what people will say. Because yes, people will always talk. Because if something happens to you in there now, right, people will come out and say, oh, why didn't she leave? Why did she stay? And maybe you will not be there to defend yourself. So please don't let what people will say to prevent you from making that decision that is going to save your life. Don't. Another reason why I stayed, and this particular reason, I want to say, at some point, it is a reason why I stayed, and it is a reason why I finally left, or maybe one of the reasons why I left. My children. When I started having children, right, I felt the need for me to stay and raise, them together under the same roof with their father. But it was not a good decision. I realized that the kids are better safe with a single parent than with both parents when they are not safe. Kids are better off with a single parent being saved than with both parents when they are not safe. And the reason why I say when they are not safe, because my kids saw me being abused. They saw me crying like every day. And the day I made that decision to leave, I was crying and they were crying, and at that moment I looked at them, I cried, and I said, no, I can't put them through this anymore. So they were the same reason why I stayed and the same reason why I left. Yes, there were the same reasons why I stayed and the same reasons why I left. And when I told someone this reason, like, oh, I stayed because of my kids, I wanted to be in the same house with their father and raise them. And this lady asked me, so are you saying that this person was not abusive before you started having children? The answer is, this person has always been abusive. And then this takes me back to my previous answer. I thought I could change this person. And then when kids came, I said, okay, no, let me just stay because of the kids. And then religious reasons too. I'm a Christian. I thought maybe, divorce is not good in the face of God. Yes, divorce is not good in the face of God, but I've never seen any preacher who will say, stay in an abusive relationship. I have not, and I don't think any man of God will tell you, stay, even if you're being abused. I don't think so. So what I did was I prayed, I said, God, if I stay here, and then I don't know what is going to happen to me the next day. Give me the strength to leave. And I'm telling you, he did, because it's been 2 years and I feel so much, I don't know how to put it, like I have this peace of mind that I have not had for 10 years. Like I am free. I have freedom. I was able to reclaim my identity. And I look at the faces of my kids, I see happiness, and it gives me joy that I was finally able to make that bold decision to leave. And so, if you are a survivor out there listening to me, you deserve peace. You deserve safety. You deserve love. And you can only find this if you make that bold step today. Whatever is keeping you, if you're being scared just like me of what people are going to say, or maybe your kids, or any reason, overlook that reason, because you deserve peace of mind. Overlook that reason and leave. You deserve safety, and above all, peace of mind. Nobody enjoys pain. I did not enjoy it, and I don't think you're enjoying it if you're still there, struggling. No. I don't want this video to be too long, but thank you so very much. It's a pleasure, sharing my story with you all. I'm going to come back with another question or talk about something else that will help someone. Thank you. Shalom.